So Mecca just think we boo-boo the fool. Okay, we going to talk about it in a minute. Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 16 starts off with Adam in that car, and Adam is fired up, honey. They done played in his face. He feel like Sean did too much, and he can't wait to get to the couples retreat because he gonna keep that same energy when he get there. His words. Felipe at the house telling Tori, I don't feel like you stood up for me. You didn't have my back. And Tori was like, listen, I've been considerate. I've done all I can do. I can only be, what she say? I can only be considerate for so long without being considered. And I said, oh, she ate that. But she got to stand on business, though. That's the problem. So he was like, I think if we gonna be partners, we need to act like partners. Oh, now you want to be a partner? Okay, Felipe. So Mecca following Belle around the house. What's wrong? What's going on? Talk to me. What's on your mind? Speak your mind. She like, give me a effing break. Like, this get too much. It's too much. Mecca, why are you trying to act like you don't know what you did? That's what gets me about him. It's like he'll stick his foot in his mouth and then he'll try to pretend like it never happened. You know exactly what you said. And it's not the first time you brought up attraction. You knew how she felt about it the last time. She feels the same way. And then you keep beating this dead horse. The girl is gorgeous. It ain't nothing you can take away from her in that aspect. Devin. Honey, Devin said they haven't kissed since the honeymoon. I'm like, come on, Caitlin. Like, come, I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her, but we're going to get more on her in a minute. So Nikki is telling us, she all in our face real personal and stuff, and she's telling us that, she feeling the type of way because Sean keep throwing these little quick little catty jabs. And anytime you call your husband catty, it's time to call it quits. Catty is a very feminine word. Um, she said he told her, in Seattle you were a 10, but if we was in New York, you'd be a strong 7. Sean, you got some nerve when you a strong 2 on your best day. Um, she was like, I don't want to be overly critical, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. She just want to make sure she's not tripping, and I get it. But you ain't tripping. He definitely said that. He definitely meant it the way you took it. So Devin's over here. He's begging for a hug and a kiss, and I just feel so bad. Like he just wanted a little sugar, and she talking about, well, I need to feel stable. I need stability, and you should have been stable before you got on here talking about married at first sight. This is an experience and an experiment, and he's not getting the full thing because you're not. I don't know what she's waiting on. It's like she wanted somebody that she's known for years. I don't know. Girl, Nikki can't cook. Nikki is in there trying to make some mac and cheese. She got all this stuff laid out on the counter. I said, all this for mac and cheese at one time? She was like, mac and cheese was my favorite meal. I feel like because it's your favorite meal and it's just pasta, this should have been one of the first things, if the only thing, you learned to cook. She got to call her mama because she done forgot all the stuff her mama told her to do. She makes it. She's making it. She calls her mom and was like, listen, I done forgot something. So mama, helps her out, and then she says, Sean's here. I want you to say hi. Mama was like, you treat my daughter okay? Sean, yeah, I bring her coffee and I make sure she have my credit card for groceries. That's all she got the card for? Is that all groceries? Okay. Okay, Sean. Um, he did tell us that her mac and cheese was okay, which is just a step above terrible. It was better than terrible. That's what he said. Belle and Mecca finally have that conversation, and Belle is a lot like me in that aspect. I don't like to talk to people I care about when I'm really, really upset because, honey, this tongue is something vicious. So I have to back away. I have to gather myself, and then I can come back. We can have a civilized conversation. Otherwise, this is about to be a mess. Mecca basically said he didn't say that. He would never say that. It's disrespectful. He didn't say you're not pretty enough for me. I said you're not pretty enough to me. Get. Then he goes on to say that he's mad at himself. Well, I do remember saying it now that you bring it up, and now I'm mad at myself for saying something so disrespectful. Boy, Belle, please don't fall into this trap. Mecca ain't mad at himself. He gonna every opportunity that he gets to embarrass you, he's gonna do it because he knows that if he comes and he acts all childlike, you're gonna feel sorry for him. He's been moving through his life this way for a very long time. Okay, he knows. how women are. He knows how to prey on a woman and pull on her heartstrings. Mecca knows exactly what he's doing. Belle said she's tired of, the little comments, and she told him that him and Felipe need to get their stuff together. Okay, and she's not wrong. He said he was disappointed because that wasn't his intentions, but he agreed with production when they asked him if he thought he was self sabotaging subconsciously. I don't even know if it's subconsciously. I think he's doing this on purpose. He just wants to see how much he can take. Some men are like that. They just want to break you down, but still be with you. I don't understand. I don't think he like women. So Belle was like, I'm at a roadblock because I can't reverse what he said. I also can't reverse how I feel about what he said. And she got to look out for herself. And she's not wrong. Look out for you. When Tori told Felipe that she wanted to be considered when he speaks, because he just be saying, just flying off the wall with stuff, just diarrhea of the mouth. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. I told Tori, I said, don't trust it. Okay, don't trust it. Because he told us that last time. Remember, he said he was going to get to that dinner. He was going to say everything was great, everything was good. He did not do that. So we can't trust anything Felipe says when it comes to what's going to come out of his mouth. We're not doing that anymore. Tori and Felipe are on the way to the couples retreat, and her car starts, stuttering and smoking and stuff. And Felipe holding her hand, boy, if you don't get out this car, I don't care if you don't know what you're doing. You better get out this car and lift up that hood and just look around until somebody pull over to help or something. You better call somebody or something. Even if you can't work on your own, work on cars, you gotta have a AAA membership or a homeboy, something. But you sitting in this car with me, holding my hand while I'm having to make calls to figure this out for us, it's not going to work for me. It's never going to work. I don't care that you don't know anything about cars. I've been in that situation before. Never again. Okay? It's not about knowing about cars. It's about knowing how to problem solve. You holding my hand is not solving the problem. Once they once once they get in the car or get a ride or whatever, she said, I'm gonna figure out the car situation when we get back, or either we're going car shopping. He was like, well, you know more about cars than me, so I would just be there for moral support. No, get on Google, learn about cars. Don't. I'm sick of his mama did this. Okay. Even with Tori and Felipe having car trouble, they still made it to the couple's retreat before Nikki and Sean. I guess they had to work or something. Sean said he feels like they're in the car talking. They're talking about people because that's what people do. And Sean was like, he feel like Michelle's just accepting whatever Cam has to offer because that's what she did. That's what brought her here. That's what she was doing in the past. He said, because Cam don't have nothing she asked for. She wanted a certain amount of money and a certain amount of stability that he does not have. And she's settling for it. When Sean gets to Nikki and Sean gets to the club's retreat, Sean immediately pulls Adam outside and was like, look, I came at you wrong. He was a man about it. And like, why you see how men can get along, but women, when it comes to women, they can't get it right. But he pulled him out and he was like, I came at you wrong. I just wanted to see how you really felt and, blah, blah, blah. And Adam was like, it's okay because I kind of got you back or whatever. They shook on it and it was over. They were able to squash it because that's how men are with each other. When it comes to us, they're going to hold on to it. Not all men, let me just say that before y'all get down there in my little box. When Felipe took that picture of the girls and he was like, oh my God, y'all are so hot. And Tori wasn't even in the picture. I just thought that was weird. I don't know. It was unnecessary to say. He could have said beautiful. Hot is just, I don't know. I did not like the spouse, what is it? The most likely spouse game. I did not like that. I hated that Caitlyn didn't try to defend Devin at all when they were saying like she was the most likely to want to swap her partner. I didn't like that. And she, she's laughing and kikiing about it. I didn't appreciate that at all. And it doesn't look like Devin did either. Felipe got the most points during the game, including a point for most likely to never be ready for marriage, right? And Tori just feels a way about how he kind of leaned into it. He leaned into what they were saying. He was proud. They gave him a trophy because he had the most points for the most horrible things. She just went upstairs and she was over it at that point because he didn't try to deny any of it. He didn't say I'm a better man now. Yeah, I said some stuff, but I'm good now and I'm gonna do better by my wife. He didn't say anything. So she goes upstairs. The other girls go upstairs, but they go to a separate room. So while they're in there, they're praising Cam to Michelle. You know, they're talking to Michelle about her husband. They're praising Cam. He's so great. He does this. He does that. Devin is downstairs making excuses for Caitlyn. Talking about she don't like the camera like that. That's why she be acting like that. And Adam was like, no, because when we went to that concert, she was on her phone the whole time. There was no cameras there. She ignored you the whole time. I was like, well, dang, Adam. Belle upstairs, Belle told the girls what Mecca said about her not being physically attractive. And Mecca's downstairs telling the guys. And Cam was like, why would you say that? He was like, that's like if your mom says, hey, do I look fat in this dress? I was like, that. He's right. Like, you don't have to say everything. So Belle says she still likes him, but she doesn't want to have to worry about this in the future. Like, it keeps coming up. It's too much. Somebody asked Becca if Belle was his dream girl. I think it was Adam. And he said no. He was like, no. And um, somebody was like, why? Because of the way she thinks about things? He was like, yeah, she's not really thick enough. You know, she can be a little thicker and have, these. And somebody was like, she could just get a boob job. Like, what's the problem? Mecca is a little boy. He has the mind of a child. Like, you're worried about all the wrong things, honey. And that's what all these men that be out there, I want a natural woman with natural hair and no makeup. And that, no, you don't. No, you don't. You want a blow up doll. He said, here lately he's just been staring at Belle, just watching her and trying to find the attraction. Boy, go to hell. Go straight to hell. Um, Cam was like, listen, you worried about the wrong shit. When it gets old, it gets ugly. And he said, Mecca was like, well, but I'm young and I like what I like. Then go be with what you like, honey. Go find you a man. You get down here, you show out in front of these men because you think it's cute. You think they're cute. I don't like that. Cam said, well, why don't you just call it? Like, if it's this much of a problem, why don't you just say, I'm going to go my way and you go yours? He was like, because it's more than that. Well, if you know that, shut up. When Felipe said he was going to get the gossip from the girls and come back and come back downstairs and start stuff, I thought that was so funny. I don't know why. He actually went to check on Tori, and Tori is upset, and Felipe has no idea why. He does not get it. When she tells him, he said, this is about what random people think. Like, what do you want me to do? And Tori said, I thought you cared enough about me to consider me, but I don't think that anymore. And poor Felipe, because he doesn't get it, and Tori doesn't want to explain it because she doesn't feel like she should have to, which I understand. I understand both sides of it. Felipe is just living life. He don't care what nobody say. You have to understand, Felipe was an ugly duckling. And in my humble opinion, he ain't that far from, okay, but he feel like he had a glow up. So he is used to the negativity, the negative comments. He's had to live through that his entire life. So it rolls off of his back. He doesn't take it serious. Like, he don't care what them people got to say at all. Not even the experts. Felipe is going to be Felipe. So it doesn't bother him when people talk down to him. And they obviously had a good time doing it. And she feels like Felipe enjoys the attention he got from being a bad partner. And I don't think that was it. He said he just wanted to protect the vibes. I do understand both sides of it. I get it. I get why Tori wanted him to stand up and say, hey, no, I'm going to be this for my wife. My wife's going to have a good life. I'm already ready for marriage. He just let them say whatever, and she felt the way about it. And Felipe was like, look, I can't be with nobody who won't give me grace. Baby, she done gave you grace, hope, faith, love, everybody. Okay? Everybody. He said he took their criticism on the chin to keep the vibes cool. I said that already. And he was like, I have to go out here. It's a similar story. I have to go out here and take it from the world. I shouldn't have to come in here and take it from you. And I felt that too. But in this moment, You can't be upset because I'm upset. I can't stand no man that get mad just off the strength that I'm mad. Like, what is this gonna solve? Let me have my moment, okay? She said she doesn't want to continue because they're supposed to be in each other's corners, and she does not feel like Felipe is in her corner, and that's her prerogative. You don't want to finish, that's it. Cut the ties, because I'm sick of this back and forth. Felipe is obviously not the man that you want. He's not the kind of man you need. He didn't help you with that car situation. You need a different caliber of man, and that's okay. Let it go. Just because the expert said it was right, that don't mean they are. And did you even check these people's credentials? So he goes downstairs all sad and stuff. You know how kids, they about to cry and they don't want to tell you what's wrong. They want you to keep asking. So people keep asking and asking and asking. And Sean was like, look, give him a minute. And he finally tells them, I think she just broke up with me. And that was the end of that episode. Honey, I will see y'all back here for episode 17. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm about to go watch it now.